Hey friends, and welcome to this new video where I will be talking about how to narrow down a topic for your online course. My name is Elena Mutunono, and I help online language teachers and coaches move away from one-to-one classes in a smart and sustainable and manageable way without a huge investment, focusing on the assets you already have and leveraging and moving from that into a business that you want to build that will not require you being stuck in front of your computer hour after hour, lesson after lesson. So one of the things that I talked about in previous videos was how sometimes when we create a course, an online course, we try to cover so much ground and we take on a project that is too ambitious, and sometimes we're not even able to complete it, much less market and sell it. So to make it easy for you, I did talk about the importance of creating a small digital product first. When you have a small digital product, it is easier for you to create, execute, put it out there, sell it, and even market it over and over and over again. Then it's easier to tweak it, get people's feedback, and it's easier for people to commit to sign up for something that is not like overwhelming, 6-month course, but something that is very short and compact. So in this video, I have a special doodle for you that will help you choose the topic for your online course. And choose it in such a way that it is smart, it is narrow, and it is also very practical and easy for your audience to understand. Sometimes we can get either too creative, I get too creative, and people don't understand the point of this program. Or we can get not clear about the course and it becomes very generic. And so people are like, well, I don't need all this stuff. I just want one thing. And so in this video, I'm going to help you how to narrow down your topic so it's actionable enough for them to decide to enroll in this course and try to implement the lessons that they will have learned from it. So here we are trying to find the right title for our online course. And sometimes just that very process takes so long because we want to make it right. And that kind of perfectionistic attitude may keep us away from trying out different things and seeing what works and tweaking and making changes and finally getting to the point where we arrive at something that is unique. Many times when I talk to online language teachers who ask me questions about niching and particularly try to ask me how I found my niche, they are surprised because what they see right now, they feel like, oh, this was such a great niche that you chose. But in order for me to get there, I started out with things that were kind of bland and plain and maybe not really attractive, and maybe they were very much like everybody else, and that was okay. And I had to be okay with that in the beginning in order to arrive at something that was truly mine. But if you set out with this impossible idea of, I want to find out the title that will just sell millions, then it's going to be really hard for you to get people in, hear their feedback, and then tweak and reiterate and make changes until you actually make your way up to the title and the concept that will be uniquely yours. So here are 3 things that I wanted to share with you if you want to get your course out but are really stuck on the topic and how do you get the topic. Is this narrow enough? Have I narrowed it down enough? And is it good enough? And so forth. And before I go into these 3 things that have helped me, I want to tell you that you can never get to a point where it's like good enough. You are going to make a decision that you will then back and you will try out the concept and see how it works. So there is no like blueprint that will allow you to create a foolproof title or foolproof focus of your online course. You may start with a certain direction, and then a good idea would be to narrow it down. And so I'm going to give you 3 ways in which you can narrow it down and then put all this information in the title of your course, because that's kind of important in the beginning. So the first thing that you need to do is to make your course title or course focus short and specific. So instead of saying, test preparation or IELTS test preparation or TOEFL test preparation, depending on what test you're preparing people for, you might focus on one specific area of the test. Now, you will tell me, well, but it doesn't really work like that. I want to offer something amazing, and so people enroll and they get other areas, and that's okay. Over time, you can add new things to your online course, and you may even develop it and grow it. But you don't want to start out with the big thing, because most of the time people will come in, well, I only want this part. I don't want everything. And look at the music industry. I mean, that's a great example. Today, you can buy single tracks without buying the full albums, and people that are still sticking to I will only sell full albums. Well, I don't even know. I don't know much of music industry, but I just noticed that this is a really good way for them to increase their sales, is by selling single tracks. And because that's how people may want it. Nobody wants like a big album. They may not want it. And so unless they're like your greatest fans. And that's why when you start your course, you want to start it very specifically. And when you create that title, it needs to be short, but when you what you put in the title has to have a benefit, and you can use subtitle to describe what the course is about. For example, you can say IELTS writing 7.5 as opposed to good IELTS writing or IELTS writing. And then in the subtitle, tricks and strategies for, part 1 of your test. And I'm just giving you this as a way to narrow it down. When you narrow it down, it gives you more ideas on how to develop it and make it helpful, as opposed to having this whole entire IELTS course. So the first one, obviously, with the title and focus, keep it specific, make the title short, and use the subtitle in the description. Otherwise, you can make the title too long, and then it's hard to know, and then you try to squish it. So just make the title short and put all the information you want in the description. The second thing, you want to focus on the benefit in the title. And that is kind of hard, but like, for example, when a student comes to you and they want to improve their writing, email writing, it has to be specific for them. So maybe they want to write short and clear emails, right? Short and clear emails that get answered. So maybe that's their frustration. It takes them forever to put together an elaborate email, and then they don't get the answer. So maybe what your benefit for them in the course will be, they will learn to write short emails that get answered. That is the benefit. And then you can expand on that in the subtitle. So remember to include the benefit in your title, or as you narrow down the focus of your course. And the title kind of helps ground you, because it gives you this direction to your course. And I usually, when I create my courses, I put that title, even if I will tweak it later, but I try to put it over my desk. So when I work on the course, I look at the title and say, is this lesson going to help my clients achieve that specific goal that is described in the title. And the third one is make your title plain. I know I used to be all about creativity. Let's create like a little pun or play on words or make them fun and exciting. And I remember creating an online course a while back. I still have it. It's called Instagram for language teachers, but I created it and I thought, oh, I just want something super unique and original, right? And I thought I'm going to call it Insta-Minded because it was just so amazing. And then I worked with a copywriter, and her idea was always make your titles plain. And it made super perfect sense, because even if people are searching for their answers, let's say they need ideas for their Instagram, and they will never put in the search engine Insta-minded or your play on words. They will never put it in there. They will usually put very specific things that they're looking for. IELTS 7.5 writing, or, how to write a graph essay and get 7.5. So people are very specific in their searches, and think about what people are going to use when they put stuff in the search. Now, of course, that's why you need a subtitle that has an explanation. But I've gotten to a point that the title of your course, unless you have run the course multiple times and it sells and people talk about this, in the beginning you want to be as plain as possible. So 3 things before you get to this big original idea. Use short and specific description in your title. Make it very, very specific, and use a subtitle. The second tier is use a benefit in the description. So what is the benefit for your student? What are they going to get out of it? Not the features, not how many videos, but what are they going to get out of it? What is the use for them, right? And the third one, make sure that it's plain. Do not try to make it smart and too original, because then people will struggle with understanding what it's all about. I hope this video on how to narrow down your topic was helpful to you. And now you can look at your online course and decide how do you narrow down your topic and what topic you choose, so that it's clear for you and it's very specific and easy for your audience to understand as well. If you enjoyed this video, I encourage you to share it in online communities where you are. There are online language teachers that are probably struggling with online courses that are too big for them and they can't get them out there. So share this video with them. And if this is your first time watching this video and you found it helpful, please let me know in the comments what other topics you would like for me to share on this channel. Please subscribe to this channel, and if you are ready to move away from one-to-one classes and need more specific advice, I invite you to sign up to receive my Smart Teachers Kit, where I share with you 6 different formats for online language teachers that want to move away from one-to-one classes but don't know how to do it. In the Smart Kit, I walk you through all these formats and share with you how you can implement them already with your students. You don't need to go on social media. You don't need to invest in ads. You can start right now with the students that you already have. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and until next time.